Across the Niagara region right now, homeowners are drafting plans to expand their living space. But in 2026, those plans are walking them straight into a financial trap, with standard home additions routinely blowing past their budgets by six figures. These financial disasters stem from a widespread reliance on an outdated budgeting metric, the price per square foot. This chart shows the standard assumption that construction costs scale linearly, that building a 200 square foot room costs exactly 1/5 of building a 1,000 square foot room. As the chart shatters, you can see that in the current market, this logic is broken. When the data is rebuilt into a side-by-side comparison, the 2026 reality becomes clear. A tiny 100 square foot footprint can spike the cost per square foot rate to triple that of a massive bedroom expansion. Relying on this flawed arithmetic is exactly how projects go bankrupt before the first shovel hits the dirt. Building in the urban core of St. Catharines presents an immediate logistical hurdle. Contractors must navigate heavy excavators and material deliveries through narrow alleyways and into confined legacy backyards. That mobilization is part of the interface cost, the complex, fixed expense of structurally melding a brand new addition to an existing 1950s-era bungalow. This requires shoring up the existing foundation, removing old siding, and engineering new roof lines. This physical integration acts like a flat cover charge, costing the same whether adding a tiny walk-in closet or a massive living room. On the left, a dry bedroom addition sits between $250 and $480 per square foot. On the right, a wet bathroom spikes to $850. Overlapping icons highlight the trade density bottleneck. Multiple trades must operate in cramped footprints, plummeting productivity. This local inefficiency is compounded by 2026 material inflation. Tariffs and production constraints have pushed the cost of core structural materials like steel and dimensional lumber up by 15 to 40%. The massive fixed premium required just to open the back wall of a legacy home makes small, high-density additions mathematically hazardous. Beneath the surface, homeowners face a threat more severe than material inflation: the geography of St. Catharines itself. The Niagara Peninsula is dominated by heavy clay soil. During seasonal wet and dry cycles, this clay exhibits extreme shrink-swell behavior as it absorbs and releases groundwater. Pouring a standard concrete footing directly into this soil allows the expanding clay to exert massive lateral pressure against the foundation walls. If the soil shifts too drastically, it triggers differential settlement, a scenario where the brand new addition physically tears away from the legacy house and sinks. To prevent collapse, engineering mandates deep helical piles, massive steel screws bypassing volatile clay to anchor into stable subterranean soil. Tallying these requirements, helical piles, waterproofing, and specialized underpinning create a hidden clay tax, adding up to $50,000 to the budget. Homeowners cannot negotiate with the physical realities of clay soil or global steel prices, but the invisible, regulatory layer of homebuilding is highly manipulatable. Submitting plans to build a standard 500 square foot family room triggers regional and municipal development charges, an infrastructure bill that can reach $46,000. To bypass that trap, homeowners are shifting their designs. Instead of a room, they are building accessory dwelling units, or ADUs. Look at the split-screen comparison. On the left is the standard edition, burdened by that $46,000 fee. On the right, that exact same footprint is classified as a legal ADU. Thanks to recent provincial housing exemptions, that development charge drops to zero. Eliminating fees is only the beginning. Because the city of St. Catharines is desperate to increase housing density, they are actively subsidizing these projects. This document outlines the Community Improvement Plan. If a project qualifies, the city offers up to an $80,000 non-repayable grant to fund the construction of an exterior garden suite. There is a strict temporal catch. The municipality enforces a no retroactive approval rule. A single hammer swing or ounce of concrete poured before formal grant approval permanently voids the funding. To secure that money before the annual city budget is depleted, the absolute first step must be a Phase 1 technical audit. Homeowners need structural data, soil reports, and architectural drawings completed months before breaking ground. In the 2026 market, a successful addition is a calculated, heavily subsidized real estate investment, rather than a simple spatial upgrade.